here in Waimea. And there's a trail called the Canyon Trail, and it hikes along the rim of the canyon, down in, and to the upper part of the Waipo'o Falls, which is just off the right side. It's a pretty short hike down there, maybe a mile and a half or so. There's another nice trail. If you do come up here, you need to continue past the last overlook, though. There's about 3 to 4 miles past, there are 2 overlooks over Kalalau Valley on the Napoli coastline, and a lot of people don't know about that. They'll come up to here, it's all nice along here, these viewpoints, but you're just very close to another spectacular viewpoint. But at the last of the Kalalau overlooks, there's a trail that goes along the back of the canyon rim, and quite a bit of it has some nice views over the back of the valley. There's also a great little restaurant up here, the Koke Lodge, and I highly suggest getting breakfast or lunch there. It's actually quite tasty. They close, I can't remember, 4 or 4:30. Just crossing over the west side of Waimea, just crossing over the road. This is Highway 550, this is the road you take to get up here. And it leaves from out of the town of Waimea. So we just crossed over west side, looking at the west shoreline. All those buildings you see just off the front left along the shoreline, that's a Navy-controlled military facility over there called Barking Sands. Directly offshore from that, you can see there's a pretty good-sized island out there. That's the island of Niihau. And believe it or not, that's also owned by the Robinson family. And it was their great-great-grandmother that purchased that island and the valleys here on Kauai. The island in 1864, valleys in 1865, from King Kamehameha V. So off our left side here, you can see there's a long stretch of beach down there. That is called Pulahali. That's the largest beach on the island, about 10 miles long. Beautiful stretch of beach, very wide too. This is the drier side of the island, about 10 to 15 inches of rain over here on this side. But the very right side of the beach is the end of the road if you drive around this island. That's as far as you can get. There is no road that fully circumnavigates the perimeter. If you're curious about these white domes over here on the left, that's part of a radar tracking facility for Barking Sands back there. These forested slopes on the west side here, these are home to a lot of javelina. Javelina is a wild pig, black-tailed deer, the rocky side canyons, as well as the rocky canyons in Waimea are home to a lot of mountain goat. But for the most part here on the island, there really are very few different types of mammal species in the wild. And there are really no apex predators here to speak of. If you've noticed the large number of chickens running around this island, that is one of the main reasons why. The only thing they have to look out for are cars. But the vast majority of the mammals on this island were originally brought here for purpose by the early Polynesians and the early Europeans. So we're just coming across the front of a valley here called Nuulolo. And this will be the beginning of our flight along the Napoli coastline. Definitely the best weather we've had out here all day right now. Archaeologists believe that the first Polynesians that came to the Hawaiian Islands landed here at Nuulolo, and they found remains that date back to around 200 AD. They believe they came from the Marquesas Islands, and were then followed by the Tahitians about 500 years later. So this first beach you can see here off the right side, this is called Hanapu. There's a rock peninsula right in the middle of the beach. It has a natural 90-foot rock archway in the middle of it, so you can walk from one side of that beach to the other through the peninsula. Although there is no trail to get to the beach. And the only way to access this beach legally is to swim to it. There's no vessels allowed. Not even a kayak. It's considered a sacred area. And that's because it's believed that the ancient Hawaiians used to bury the bones of their chiefs and their royalty high up in the cliffs here in Hanapu Valley.
Is this just rock covered by vegetation?
It is. Yeah, this coastline though, it's pretty complicated. It's not just strictly a story of rain and wind erosion, although that has a lot to do with the shaping of it. But initially, if you can, when you look down this beach, if you can imagine this side of the island continued out into the ocean, and there are a lot of cataclysmic events on this island in the earlier days when it was still active, and this coastline broke off, and was further weather eroded, and just about 1.5 miles out, it just drops off to about 18,000 feet. So this started out as a sheer, and then was, eroded by heavy winds and rain over, a few million years out here. This volcanic rock on this island is erodes very easily too. I get a lot of people asking if it's good rock climbing in this area, and it's absolutely not. Anyway, so this other beach down here, this is called Kalalau.